morning, folks. It is another day. All right, so today we are at a park that they're working on renovating, and there were 3 of these traditional blue concrete fountains out front here. As is typical with these things, lots of issues, not running right, pain to maintain. So they asked us what we could do to, what for ideas we would have. So what we're doing is we're using these fountains, filling them in with aqua blocks, liner, pump, everything. And we're putting a bubbling rock. There's 3 of these. We're putting a regular standalone bubbling rock in the 2 that are on the ends, right there. And in the middle one, we're putting 3 stacked slate urns, 3 smaller bubbling rocks, and just kind of like one of those conglomerations of fountain works that we've done before. Typically we dig a hole in the ground that's, square and shaped like this. In this case, we're just taking these concrete basins and repurposing them, and we're just treating it the same way. Aqua blocks, liner, and then our fountain goes on top of that. So basically we're transforming this from a difficult to maintain ornamental type fountain to the more rustic, naturalistic type fountains that we install with very easy maintenance. We just got done cutting out all the old brass pipe and stuff that was in there, and we're now ready to put in our underlayment, liner, and aqua blocks. So here we go. Elijah's working on trimming off the last little bit of the extra liner. All these 3 fountains have the aqua blocks in, the pumps installed, the snorkels in. The 2 on the end just get that single bubbling rock, so there's no fancy plumbing needed, but this one in the middle is gonna have 6 different bubbling features, so I have to build that manifold. So that's where I'm heading now. This is the valve box that houses all our ball valves where we control the flow to each individual fountain. But the only ones we can get are a foot high, which is too high for us, so we're going to have to cut this thing down. So here's the final result of what I was showing you when I was starting to glue that together. This is the pipe coming out from the pump. It goes into this manifold, comes into here. We have a ball valve to control the flow of each pipe, and then it goes on out into the actual fountain. Then we can cover this up with a lid, and then it just goes away, When we're done, obviously we need more gravel in here, but when we're done, completely invisible. If you know where this lid is, easy access to control every ball valve. We're now filling these areas in with river gravel. We're going to start staging these stacked slate urn fountains and setting the boulders on the ends. Those 2 right there. So right here we're filming up where this pipe goes up into the boulder so we don't have any water back flowing out. Serious rock. I've never built a bubbling rock quite this high. We got a brand new Bobcat machine. Let's see if we can get it over that wall and into this fountain. What happened? This thing is ridiculous. Oh,
so much
my
pressure.
Goodness.
Oh, you got it all over your face.
Okay. Alright, so we got this boulder in place, and I kind of expected this would be the case, but this entire side of the boulder is dry. All the water's going off on this side, and normally that would be fine. You know, if we'd be in the corner of the yard, we'd just face that towards the patio or whatever, but in this particular case, we have viewing from 360 degrees around this thing, so we're going to see if we can get a little creative. This is the fountain that we were working on last week. All we got to do is hook this thing up. We got these 3 bubbling boulders over there we're going to set in here yet. Got that skid of small rock that we're going to kind of work into. Just kind of get creative. Just get crazy, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to have water running in here. Guys, water before lunch?
Oh yeah.
Boom! See you at lunchtime. Okay, so we got this guy set in. We just set this boulder in. I like how it's looking. It's, you know, it's meeting up with this slate urn nicely. And there's really no blueprint for this stuff. We just kind of make this up as we go. You know, we bring a boulder in, spin it around. We're like, yeah, that's good. So now, this is where our creativity gets a little wild. I want to set this urn in, you know, up against this boulder, but I don't really like how this meets. It's got this funky gap in there, and I could try to hide it with another piece of driftwood, but it would look kind of obvious, so instead, just watch. So there you go, folks. Just like in nature, this stacked slate urn, just like they grow in nature, grew right in that boulder just like in nature. Just like in nature, hashtag just like in nature. We got this slate urn in place the way we want it. It's time to glue our plumbing in. We just got our stacked slate urns and our 3 bubbling boulders placed, and kind of the extra driftwood boulders that are not bubbling, just like boulder work around this water feature. And now I'm working on getting the lights placed inside of here and then foaming this bottom off. So right now this is just gravel, but I'm gonna like seal this whole bottom off, so it's gonna fill up and be a pool. When I do that, I want to get these lights in here, and one of my pet peeves is when you can see lights like a glaring, looks like an airport. In my opinion, lights should be hidden. You should see the light, but not the source of it. So I hide them in crevices to where you really have to get right in on top of them to see it. From the normal viewing area, all you see is a beautiful light, but you don't see that pinprick of light blinding you. We are officially ready to plug these things in. Still got this, we don't have this covered up with gravel down here yet. We want to run it first and test it, make sure there's no leaks down there, because we want that center area to hold water. But this is all ready to go. Lights are installed. Up, they're doing it. We got these adjusted the way we want. Gonna make this go away. Never even know it's there, but it's easily accessible if you ever need to get to it again. This guy just built a stunning waterfall, wouldn't you say so? I'd say so. Bubbling rock over there, and an awesome fountain over there. I'm really happy how that came out. Seriously, like, sometimes, you know, it's really kind of freestyle, and sometimes you're like, well, I'm not sure how this is gonna turn out. But like usual, it's like, yeah, that went good.